Welcome back to Pillow Talks. We have a question. How about splitting total sleep up by 5 to 6 hours per night and the remaining 2 to 3 hours with long naps? Is that good? Is that okay, mediocre, or bad approach? Um, Appreciate the question. Like I said, my name is Todd. This is Pillow Talks. We answer all the sleep and recovery questions on the pillow. So um, basically, the question is 8 hours of sleep, you have 8 hours of sleep, is a 2 hour nap and a 6 hour chunk of sleep at night the same as 8 hours total? The short answer is no. And it's pretty simple explanation, and that is just the way that our sleep cycles work. Our sleep cycles flow into each other. So what that means is the beginning of the night, you start in your light stages, stage one and two, and you're in those about 50% of the night, those lighter stages of sleep. So you start in stage one, two, you get to your deep sleep cycles, and then your REM sleep, and that repeats over and over again throughout the night. But this is where it gets tricky. Those cycles change throughout the night. So in the first half, when you get into that deep sleep, that's a much longer period of time, and then the REM sleep is shorter, and then it repeats. And then as the night progresses, it kind of flips. So in the closer to the morning, those REM cycles where you dream, you're dreaming majority of the time there, those REM cycles become longer and that deep sleep becomes shorter. And so the issue is if you're breaking up 5 hours of sleep and then a 3 hour nap, you're not flowing through those sleep cycles in that manner. You're not allowing for, those shorter proportions of REM sleep in the first half of the night and then to be longer in the morning. It's basically restarting from the nap and the big chunk of sleep at night. So I would say probably what would happen is you're going to cut off a lot of the REM sleep that you're having if you're sleeping a short amount, and then on average when you do take naps, it just usually is a much lighter sleep. You're usually not in quite the same environment. Your mindset's not the same. It's during the day, so all in all, it's not like I wouldn't put it in the same bucket of quality of sleep. So I'm not saying not to take naps. Like if you're sleep deprived and you need it and it's not going to impact that night's sleep, absolutely take care of yourself, make yourself feel better, get some sleep. It can help combat the situation, but 8 hours of sleep is going to be substantially better for your body and your brain as opposed to breaking it up into two separate chunks of sleep. I wish it was that easy, but naps can be a useful tool. I just think naps are kind of like a band-aid, and the issue with naps is if you take them, especially like in the afternoon, and it impacts that night's sleep coming up, then it's probably not worth it. Like I said, that big chunk of sleep, that's your golden egg. Like you need to protect that at all costs, because that's really the only time your body gets through all those sleep cycles, does all the amazing things it does to reset our body and brain throughout the night. And if you're breaking them up, it's essentially like chopping it up. And think of like the first part of the night. It's almost like allowing yourself to relax and get into that sleep. So when you're restarting, you're chopping off a big portion that is almost a progression to get to the good stuff. And so you're almost getting less efficient good sleep than if it was a big chunk. So hopefully that answers your question. I guess my answer as a summary would be, if that's all you can do, make the most of it. You'll probably, it helps, but if you're able to get one solid chunk of sleep, that's going to be your best bet. So like, subscribe, ask another question, and we'll see you soon on Pillow Talks.